Hello everyone, welcome back to the Spring Boot series. Today in this video, we will deep dive into how real Spring Boot applications are structured. Okay, in this video, we will learn the three-layer architecture which consists of controller, service and repository layer. Okay, we will also implement a clean example of showing how to use the Spring Boot layer and get a peek into repository layer. Okay. By the end, you will understand what Autowire really does and how Spring manages dependencies for you. So let's begin. So I have created the project, a new project. So you can refer the previous video for creating the project using Spring.io initializer, or you can create it right from here using extension. Okay. I have created a new project. So in this today's lecture, first of all, we will see that Spring Boot projects are not just one controller class calling everything. As your app grows, it becomes hard to manage logic inside a single controller. So that's why we use three-layer architecture, which consists of controller, service layer, and repository layer. So first of all, we will create our layers. Okay, controller. Next is service layer, and another one is repository layer. Okay, these three layers are the main building blocks of the Spring Boot projects. Okay, so controller layer, as you have seen in the previous video, controller layer handles user input or HTTP requests. Okay, service layer handles the business logic, like means you want some functions which will get addition, subtraction, or which will compute some data. Then its logic will be in service layer, and the repository layer is responsible for you may say that handling the data or communicating with the databases. Okay, so in this particular section we will also create one another layer or another class, we can say, which is model. Okay, model, we can, in this we will create one model class. We will name it user dot java. Okay, this will be, we will use to create an object and store data in that particular object. So that's why we are using the model class. Okay, think of a user.java as the shape of your data. It helps Spring Boot to understand how data looks while moving between controller, service, and eventually databases. Okay, so here our user class will contain a single string, which is name of the user, and we will create another one also, string, and it's not string, we will int age. Okay, and we will make both them private. I hope you guys know basic java. Okay, private int age, and we will create data setters and constructor for it. So we are not going to write any code from scratch. We will just click here, right click and select source and generate data setters. Okay, we will click here for generating data setters. Okay, and our getter and setter are generated. Again, we will right click and create constructors. We will also need one null constructor or default constructor, we can say. Source action constructors. Okay, yep, everything's fine. Okay, our model is created. So next is, let's say we want, now in this particular section we have to see service layer, how service layer works. Okay, in previous lecture we have learned how controller works. In this particular lecture we will see how service layer works. So uh, quickly we will create service layers class. We'll name it user service. Okay, and we'll again create user controller dot java. Okay, and here first of all we will write code for every code for our java, I mean controller class. Okay, so here will come annotation for controller. Okay, and we will create one get mapping. get mapping for slash and create public string one method, and we'll name it anything we can name, but I'm going with home, and which will get parameter as model because we are passing our user classes object. Okay, so that's why we are using model for passing it to HTML page. Okay, so here we will write model dot add attribute model, not model, we are passing user, and new user. uh, just a second. Okay, let's import it from the demo dot model. Okay, yep, and we will return our HTML template. Return we'll say home. Okay, and we'll create now home template. Resources templates new file home dot html. So here HTML. Now we'll write normal HTML code. Okay, we don't need all of this. So in body tag we will need one form tag, and which will contain input type equal to text, and let's see here type is in, and I guess we'll name it, yes, type is equal to text. And here as we are using theme lib, so we can use th colon field equal to name, and yep, I guess that's all. And in form tag we'll give th colon action equal to @welcome. So and the th colon object, because we are taking object here which is given by our controller, so that's why we are using object user, as we have given name here user, yes, so that's why we are writing it here user. And method would be post, oh sorry, method post. And here another input type equal to not text int th colon field equal to asterisk age, and we'll give one button mm, submit type equal to submit. Okay, so that's enough for this. Now after clicking the submit button we need to handle it at slash welcome. So we will create post mapping on slash welcome. So we will again come to our user controller, and here we will create @post mapping. We need for welcome, and name would be welcome, not welcome. Oh, we can say it welcome. And here in previous video we have used @request parameter cause we are taking these specific parameters, but now we are taking this object, so we will be using @model attribute instead of a request parameter. Here will be user, and again our model model. And right now, yep, we will need this string message equal to user. First of all, uh, we will create our logic for taking results. So we will create one file in service layer, user service.java. So as you guys know, this is our service layer. So we want Spring application to recognize this as a service layer. So we will type annotation service. By this, the Spring Boot application get to know that this particular class is for service layer. Okay, in service layer, we will simply create one method, public string uh, generate welcome, which will take parameter as user. Okay, we need to import it. Yep, and here it will return welcome plus user dot. We here we are using getters. So get name and plus your age is plus user dot get age and yep, I guess this is enough. We need to save home.html and here our service layer is done. So now we need to use service layer in our user controller. Okay, at our basic Java we would create one object of service layer like this, um, user service user service equal to new user service. But you in Spring Boot we can do this directly using Autowire. So you guys don't know what is Autowire, so I will just tell you that Autowiring is a type of feature of dependency injection. Spring manages a lot of things behind scenes for us. One of the most powerful feature is dependency injection. Okay, in Spring Boot we can just write like service and here at the rate auto wired. We'll make this private. Okay. So by this, Spring Boot takes care of creating objects and injecting it whenever we need it. So I guess you guys got to know what is auto wiring. Okay. So we are using like this. So in here, if we want to use this, so we can use this like this, like user service dot generate welcome user. Okay. And here it will return result template. Okay. We'll create it. Mm, okay. And also it will pass the message to the HTML template. So model dot add attribute uh, result comma message. Okay. Okay. So we'll create result template, new file result dot html. Okay. And here in body tag we would just print h2. Guys, in previous lecture, we have used th colon text for retrieving text from controller in span tag, but it's not mandatory that we can use span tag only. We can use it in any tag we want, such as we are going to use that in our heading tag. Okay, so th colon text equal to dollar result, and we'll just simply close it. Save. I guess this is enough. So now let's just check. Okay, start the project. Okay, is it started? Okay, it started. Local host colon 8080, and for which URL we have created? Slash only. Okay, here is it. So we'll type our firstly. Wait a minute. Home.html. Not int. Here would be number. Okay. We need to restart it. Okay. So let's just check it now. Okay. So here would be Sahil. My name would be Sahil. And age would be 20. And submit. So guys, welcome Sahil. Your age is 20. So here we got the output using our service layer. In service layer, we have created this uh, we can say method which will return this, and you guys can say our service layer can be consist of logic for our web app. Okay, and in the repository layer we can create one file, user repo, user repo dot java. And again, you guys know that this is the repository layer, so we need to specify it. So we will use repository annotation. And this will consist of any our data in array or data JPA. Guys, we will see what is data JPA in our next upcoming videos, or communicating with database. Okay, this will consist of this, and you guys know what is model, repository, controller, service data. Okay, so now we have seen how to use model to carry data, service to handle logic, controller to connect everything, auto wiring to inject dependencies. Okay, so this is how modern Spring Boot apps are built. In the next video we will connect to this with real databases and fully explore repository layer using data JPA and MySQL. If you like this breakdown, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you in the next video.